What's for dinner? Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to Chef Z Cooks. Today I'll be showing you how to make Ensalada Rusa, which is a Russian salad and it's another type of a Dominican potato salad. It has that quintessential pink color and it's one of our favorite things to eat. However, I do want to give a very special shout out to all of my Haitian subscribers because this salad is also known as a Haitian potato salad, and there's so many different other cultures and people that also eat this potato salad where they're adding the beets, because guess what? That's where that beautiful color comes from. So this is a potato salad that is enjoyed by so many different people, and today I'll be showing you the way that I like to make it. And shout out to everyone who has requested this video since I posted my first version of the Dominican potato salad. Let's go ahead and get started. This Dominican potato salad is super fun to make because of its vibrant pink color. So we want to start off by adding some white vinegar to some diced red onions, and you want to add just enough vinegar so that it submerges the onions completely, and then you just want to pat it down ever so slightly and set it off to the side so that the onions can pickle while we prepare the rest of the potato salad. We're now going to set our flame to high and we're going to add all of the potatoes into the pot, and you want to keep the skin on because it's actually going to help the potatoes maintain their shape, because when we boil the potatoes we actually don't want the potatoes to be too soft. We're now going to add some water, and again you want to add just enough water so that it covers the potato completely, so that can be anywhere between 4 to 8 cups. And you want to readjust your potatoes just to make sure that they're all completely underwater, and you also want to add a good serving of salt. For this video I am using kosher salt, but you can use regular salt if that's what you have on hand. And once the water begins to boil, I'm now going to carefully place my eggs into the water, and I'm going to boil them for about 11 minutes so that they're perfectly hard boiled. Keep in mind there's more than one way to boil an egg, so if you want to use a method that you prefer, go ahead and do so. Keep in mind that you also don't have to boil them alongside the potatoes. I just like to do this because it saves me some cleanup at the very end. And after 11 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out the eggs, and I'm going to run them under some cold water and peel them and set them off to the side as well. Now my potatoes took a long time to boil. I would say I let them boil for almost an hour, and I like to go in and check them with the fork and just make sure that they're soft but not too soft. You still want them to have a little bit of give, and I'm just going to take that off the stove. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to start dicing my eggs. Now you can start dicing your eggs as big or as small as you like it. I like to dice them with a mixture of some medium to small pieces because I don't want them to completely disappear in my potato salad. So once I've diced up the eggs, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to place them into a bowl and set them aside for when we use them later on when we add them into the potato salad. And once we've diced up the eggs, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start peeling the potatoes. Keep in mind that when I took the potatoes off the stove, I also drained the water and I let them cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now the potatoes are still a little warm, so if it's too hot where you can't continue peeling them in your hands, feel free to just lay them on your cutting board and peel them like this. The skin will come off really smoothly and quickly, so it's not too much trouble either. And once you've peeled the skin off of your potatoes, you want to go ahead and place them into a large bowl, which is where we're going to actually make the rest of the potato salad. So once we've peeled all of the potatoes, we're actually going to start dicing them. And again, you can dice them a variety of different ways. I like to dice them in my hands just because this is something that I've been doing for years, and it's how I saw my grandmother do it. But if you do it like this, you definitely want to be careful and make sure not to cut yourself. I've been doing this for years, so I can practically do this with my eyes closed. However, if it makes you nervous dicing the potatoes in your hand, feel free to do it on the cutting board as well. And you want to make sure that when you're dicing the potatoes, you want to dice them in some small pieces and medium pieces. You want to have a mixture of sizes, and it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And once I've diced up the last of the potatoes, I just like to run my knife through the bowl just to kind of cut everything up one last and final time. We're now going to start mixing everything for the potato salad. So I'm adding the hard-boiled diced eggs, the diced softened carrots, the peas, and I'm now going to mix everything very gently, and I'm essentially going to fold everything together until it's well combined. Now I will say that it's best that you do this while your potatoes are a little bit warm, just because it helps all those flavors truly blend together. You don't want your potatoes to be too cold, and again, you don't want them to be too soft, because we don't want a mashed potato salad. We're now going to take our onions and we're going to add them into the potato salad, and you want to leave some of the vinegar behind. However, there are some people who like their Dominican potato salad to be a little bit on the acidic side. So if you're one of those people, feel free to add just a tiny bit of the vinegar into the salad. We're now going to mix everything until it's well combined, and just like before, we're just gently folding everything in, because we don't want to break up the potatoes too much. We still want them to kind of hold their shape. We're now going to go ahead and we're going to add the mayonnaise. Now, like with most things, I like to add a little bit at a time because it's easier to add than it is to take away. And I also like to mix in the mayonnaise in sections. So if you notice, I'm mixing in the mayonnaise in one section, and then I move on to another section and I go ahead and I add more mayonnaise. Now, mayonnaise is something that is very personal. So you can be someone who likes a ton of mayonnaise in your potato salad, or you can be someone who doesn't like it too much. So you can go ahead and add it to your taste. So as you can see here, I've mixed in the mayonnaise, and what you see here is actually a traditional Dominican potato salad with the peas and the carrots, which I didn't include in my first Dominican potato salad video, simply because my grandmother never added them since my uncle wasn't a fan of them. And now we're going to move on to the star of the show, which is adding the diced beets. Now you can boil beets if you want, or you can use some canned beets. Both would work perfectly. And you want to make sure to add in a little bit of that beet juice, because that is going to give the potato salad some beautiful color. And you also want to be careful not to let that beet juice get anywhere on your counters, because it will stain. So we're going to mix it in gently, and as you can see, it actually transforms the potato salad and it becomes this beautiful color. I absolutely love looking at this. We're now going to add just a tiny bit of sugar, which is actually going to bring out the natural sweetness of the beets, and is also going to balance out the vinegar from the onions. And we're just going to add a touch of extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to mix it one last and final time. Now, potato salad is traditionally served cold or room temperature, but regardless, you definitely want to just take some saran wrap, cover your bowl, and let it sit in the refrigerator for at least an hour or even overnight, because you really want to give those flavors a chance to blend together and become stronger and tastier. So there you guys have it, my recipe for an ensalada rusa, which is another type of a Dominican salad. If you have any questions, comment down below. And until next week, I'm Chef Z, y buen provecho. Guys, real quick, when it comes to this recipe, if you have beautiful white countertops like I have behind me, do yourself a huge favor and just be super careful about chopping up those beets, because I learned the hard way that yummy juice actually stains.
What? Oh no!
And you gotta put a lot of elbow grease to get it out. And another fun fact, in my original Dominican potato salad video, I actually don't include carrots and peas because my uncle does not like carrots or peas. So my grandmother, she just kind of reimagined the recipe to not have the carrots and peas. So that Dominican potato salad recipe that you see, the first one, is actually straight from my grandmother. I didn't alter it at all. So that's her legacy, that's her memory, and it makes me so happy that so many of you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Now remember, this is a salad that you can make for the holidays or you can make for a birthday party or Sunday dinner. It is hands down one of our favorite dishes to eat. Now, before you leave, don't forget to join the Chef Z family and subscribe and click that bell so that you don't miss out each and every single time I post an all new video. And guess what, guys? I have a ton of videos here on my channel and they're right here ready for you to click.